Hey, what's up everybody? It's Nick Chino from VigilanteDetective.com and welcome to my latest rock album review for the 5th studio album from 21 Pilots. It's called Trench.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
This was a huge weekend for new releases. There's a new 21 Pilots, Trench obviously, as well as Tokyo Police Club and Coheed and Cambria. I'm going to do rock album reviews for the other two albums on the channel as well, so make sure you check back because there's a lot to talk about for new music this weekend.
She's a tear in my heart, I'm a lion. She's a tear in my heart, I'm on fire.
But first, we're going to talk about the new 21 Pilots record called Trench. It's the follow-up to 2015's Blurry Face, which was their breakthrough record. It was a huge record for 21 Pilots. It had Stressed Out on it, it had Ride, it had Tear in My Heart. It was just a hit machine. And for me with 21 Pilots, I discovered them, kind of got on board with them when they released Heathens from the Suicide Squad soundtrack in 2016. I didn't really know too much about them before that. I, heard their name kind of on the internet, but I'd never really taken a lot of time to listen to them. But after that, I started listening to 21 Pilots, and I was really looking forward to this new record called Trench.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
This album is out on the Fueled by Ramen label, and with 21 Pilots, I wouldn't really call them a traditional rock band. They do have rock elements for sure, but they incorporate so many other different styles. There's hip-hop in there, there's pop, there's alternative rock, there's pretty much everything kind of going into the stew when it comes to 21 Pilots. And there was already 4 songs released from this record ahead of time that I kind of listened to give me, kind of a little bit of a heads up on the new record. But I have to say, they saved the best for the actual release of the record. Right from the get-go, this album has a little bit of a dark, kind of heady vibe. There's deep grooves on this record, but it's still very melodic. There's lots of soul and hip-hop influences on this record. It starts with Jumpsuit, was a great opener. It kind of reminded me a lot of Tame Impala. Had a really good vocal from Tyler Joseph. Levitate, which was like another great hip-hop influenced track. Again, kind of giving you that little bit of a, that darker kind of nighttime vibe. One of my favorite songs on this record was called Morph, okay? This song had an incredible chorus, falsetto vocals, which I just love. I'm a sucker for really soulful falsetto vocals, and it kind of had verses that sounded like Eminem. Alright, some of my other highlights from this record included My Blood, which is a super groovy soul song on this record. Neon Gravestones, which is kind of like a centerpiece for this album. Very powerful song, very powerful lyrics in that one, a lot to unpack. The Hype, which is one of my favorite songs on this record. This is my new jam. I love The Hype. This should be a single. It should be playing on radios everywhere. I imagine it will be very soon. One of my favorite songs on the record. Very complete kind of package when it comes to great songwriting. Bandito, which was kind of like a sequel to Heathens, had a very similar vibe to that song. Maybe it could have been a Suicide Squad outtake. And then there was a kind of a late album gem for me on this one called Legend, which had awesome production. Like I say in all my reviews, I love when albums have tracks kind of late into the record that kind of give you a little bit of a pick-me-up. Every album has ebbs and flows, it has ups and downs, so it's always nice to have a song like that to pick you up near the end of a record. In terms of my lowlights on this record, nothing really stood out to me as being, oh, this is horrible or it's uninteresting. There were a couple of songs that I didn't love upon first listen. Pet Cheetah was decent, nothing special. Smithereens kind of came and went, but those are songs that I could go back to and, listen to again and could love them. That could happen. And there's just lots of cool vibes and different things happening on this record that I really enjoyed. When I listen to an album, I like to picture places in my mind. Every album gives me a different vibe, and this album gives me, like I said, kind of the same vibe as Tame Impala's Currents. It's a nighttime album where you can listen to all the, the grooves and the vibes and drive around the city and just, feel awesome listening to it. This album is a little bit of a longer listen. There are 14 tracks, but it clocks in under an hour, so it's, it's a really quick listen and a very enjoyable listen. For me, I'm still discovering the music of 21 Pilots. I haven't dug too deep into the discography and listened to, everything that they've released. So, for someone like me who's more of a casual fan, is just discovering their music, I really, really enjoyed this record. There are a lot of songs that I'm going to be listening to a lot more now that I've discovered them. Songs like The Hype and Morph and, you know, Jumpsuit. A lot of great songs on this record. So I'm going to give the new album from 21 Pilots called Trench an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's a great record, so let me know what you thought of the new record from 21 Pilots in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, toss me a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to get more rock album reviews. Check me out on social media at The Walking Nick on Instagram and Twitter, and check out the website vigilantedetective.com for more rock album reviews, music stuff, movie stuff, pop culture stuff. We have a lot of fun over there, and check that out at vigilantedetective.com. There are a bunch of rock album reviews on deck for this weekend. We did the 21 Pilots, we're doing Coheed and Cambria, we're doing Tokyo Police Club. There's a lot to talk about, so make sure you check out the channel for that. I will see you guys in the next rock album review. Have a good one.